Breaking news on this Friday. After she disappeared almost a decade ago, we have a verdict in the murder trial of Crystal Rogers. This is Steve Lawson, who has been found guilty in Bowling Green on both charges, tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit murder. We have a live report right now from Stefan Johnson, who's at that trial site down there in Warren County. What can you tell us, Stefan?
After 4 days of emotional, sometimes very dramatic testimony. Now, Steve Lawson took the stand today in his own defense, surprising a lot of people inside the courtroom. He admitted tampering with physical evidence. He says he's guilty of that, but the conspiracy to commit murder, that's the one he said he was not guilty of. But again, as you just said, the jury has found him guilty on both charges. The jury got the case just after 12:30 today, started deliberating. Again, it was a packed courtroom here in Bowling Green. As we've been reporting, the case was moved here because of pretrial publicity. And again, Steve Lawson surprised a lot of people when he took the witness stand. First, his mom was called to the witness stand and talked about some of the questions she said or asked him while he was incarcerated. She said it was often very heated, some of those discussions they had, because she flat out asked him if he had any involvement with Crystal Rogers' murder or disappearance. But Steve Lawson then, again, as I said, surprised a lot of people by taking the witness stand and saying he did help move Crystal Rogers' car. He even admitted that he moved her seat forward to make it appear as if she had been the one driving, because his son Joey, who is also scheduled to stand trial, had driven the car to the location. But Steve Lawson said he didn't know where Crystal Rogers was. In fact, he said he didn't even know if she was dead. But again, the jury has found him guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. And again, we have two more trials to come. Fallon Glick and Jason Rowley, my colleagues, are in the courtroom right now. They were in there when that verdict was read, and we hope to hear from family members on both sides throughout this newscast. And as soon as we do, we'll have it for you here on WDRB and on all of our social media platforms. Scott?
Thanks, Stefan. Live from Bowling Green tonight. And again, Crystal Rogers disappeared July 3rd, 2015. A few days later, her car found running on the side of Bluegrass Parkway, still running with her belongings inside the vehicle. And as you just heard, Steve Lawson admitted to moving the seat back up in that car, moving the vehicle itself, but says he had no idea whether she was dead or alive. But he has now been convicted by this jury. In less than 3.5 hours, they came to that verdict that he is guilty of tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit murder. His son, Joe Lawson, and also Brooks Houck, Crystal Rogers' ex-boyfriend, will be going on trial soon in this case as well. But this verdict is the first one in this case after almost a decade of waiting for family members down there in Nelson County.